Welcome back again. Exegesis in Genesis, lecture 18, part, I think it's 3 now, on page 4, verse 17. And Isaac departed thence and pitched his tent in the valley of Gerar and dwelt there. And Isaac digged again the wells of water, which they had digged in the days of Abraham his father, for the Philistines had stopped them after the death of Abraham. So what's that say in red? Well, he digged those wells, which they had already had from the days of Abraham, because those who of the Philistines stopped them. And he called their names after the names by which his father had called them. And Isaac's servants digged in the valley and found there a well of springing water. Spring up, O well. And the herdmen of Gerar did strive with Isaac's herdmen, saying, The water is ours. And he called the name of the well Esek, because they strove with him. And they digged another well and strove for that also. And he called the name of it Sitnah. Someone finish?
And he removed from thence and digged another well, and for that they strove not. And he called the name of it Rehoboth, and he said, For now the Lord hath made room for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land.
Isaac realized that resistance would still further alienate the Philistines, and he chose to let them have their way. To emphasize his right to the wells by the way of inheritance, he used the same names Abraham had given them. But, I guess they redug those wells, and then what happened? The Philistines came by, did I have that right? And stopped them up again?
Abraham had dug them.
No, they were already dug, and so they stopped them up. All right. So, hold on a second.
And then Isaac redug them.
And then they took them over.
I thought they still were coming along and filling them up again,
and
he had to do them again.
Well, I think they took the well back. But maybe they did, that wouldn't make much sense. Why not just use the well?
No.
Say, get out of here, it's our well. Thanks for digging it.
So are the herdmen of Gerar Philistines, or are those two different groups? The Philistines filled in the wells that Abraham dug. Isaac redug them. The herdsmen of Gerar wanted them.
Don't know.
And he gave them to them.
Finally, this time, the men from Gerar no longer followed him. So the new well he dug was called Rehoboth, the well of ample room. Yeah, I would name my child Rehoboth. You're the well of ample room. Thank you. Isaac left some of his flocks and birds, and herds in this location with their herdsmen. And he was a cunning hunter also. While he himself went out, still father. I had to say down in Georgia, father the law. Someone help out and read
But
23.
we love all of our students that are in Georgia.
Oh yeah, all like one of them. How many we got? Oh, there's several. There's 4 or 5 active students, and then all the enrollees that started doing it, and then the double attacks. Or they find out it's just not right for them, but they don't turn in any tests at least. There might be a lot taking it, just not doing the tests. Because it's just so good, they just want to take it. Forget about the certificates or degree I can get. I just want the information. That's probably it.
Yeah.
Someone read now?
And he went up from thence to Beersheba. And the Lord appeared unto him the same night, and said, I am the God of Abraham thy father. Fear not, for I am with thee, and will bless thee, and will multiply thy seed for my servant Abraham's sake.
And he builded an altar there, and called upon the name of the Lord, and pitched his tent there, and there Isaac's servants digged a well. Now, how long would it take to dig a well? Well, they got these well-digging truck machines I see out there. I don't know quite what they do, but it's a pipe system. Probably has a drill bit on it, and they didn't have that stuff. That's for sure. They had shovels.
Yep.
Now, maybe the ground was softer there where they were at, and maybe they didn't have to go down 200 feet, but if you got to go down much more than 20, 30 feet, how long does it take to dig a 20 or 30 foot deep hole in the ground with guys and shovels?
I'm guessing that they probably weren't quite that deep.
Yeah.
It's hard to, you have to build it up with rock to keep it
Yeah.
from
I don't know. It's got to be much shallower than we would think an average well would be. I don't know how deep it would. Now, if you had 20 guys or 30 guys with shovels down in there, but you'd have to have a way of getting the dirt out of there. You're 20, 30 feet down, you can't just throw it out. So you've got to put it in buckets, and they put them up. And complicated process. Well, after the bitter experiences of recent years in Gerar, Isaac apparently felt the need to return to the place where he had been in the closest fellowship to the Lord, perhaps to find again real joy in his walk with God. Well, now it says in verse 23, he went up from thence to Beersheba. And sure enough, God graciously met him the very first night he was back in Beersheba. There Isaac built an altar of his own, apparently the only one he ever built, and worshipped the Lord, pitching his tent and instructing his servants to reopen Abraham's well. Now, this may be drug-induced, or I'm not sure, or if I'm wrong, it's drug-induced. I'll blame it on that. But this might be, well, where, like Abraham, when he got off course, finally got back on, God's blessing. Same with Isaac. Out of God's will, out of his course, and Beersheba, okay, you're back on track. I'm going to meet with you there. Now, something may not sound right, so let me know. Okay. Not sure if that's right, but it's a thought I had. Let's go on now. Someone read 26 through 28.
Then Abimelech went to him from Gerar, and Ahuzeth, one of his friends, and Phicol, the chief captain of his army. And Isaac said unto them, Wherefore came ye to me, seeing ye hate me, and have sent me away from you? And they said, We saw certainly that the Lord was with thee, and we said, Let there be now an oath betwixt us, even betwixt us and thee, and let us make a covenant with thee.
That thou wilt do us no hurt, as we have not touched thee, and as we have done unto thee nothing but good, and have sent thee away in peace. Thou art now the blessed of the Lord. And he made them a feast, and they did eat and drink. And they rose up betimes in the morning, and sware one to another. And Isaac sent them away, and they departed from him in peace. And it came to pass the same day that Isaac's servants came and told him concerning the well which they had digged, and said unto him, We have found water. And he called it Sheba. Therefore the name of the city is Beersheba unto this day. Well, maybe they found beer instead of water. I'm not sure about that. No, they didn't find beer. It's water. I don't know what beer means. Abimelech came again to Isaac here, but not for war, rather to make a covenant of peace. They saw that he was continually blessed by God, and thus concerned about a future return to their land and war. This was a wise decision. As they were departing, no doubt quite self-satisfied at accomplishing their mission, Isaac's servants came to him with the happy news that the well they were digging had struck a good supply of water. It was appropriate that the well be called the Well of the Oath, Beersheba. Not only because of the pact signed that day, but also because of the similar covenant and name assigned the place by Abraham long ago. No doubt also Isaac had in mind God's great covenant, which he had confirmed to him here. Beersheba means the Well of the Oath. There's some other names that people think it might be, theologians, but this is the most common one. So that's what I'm going to go with. The Well of the Oath. Good job. We made it in record time, about an hour. And we'll try and stay up to date. Thank you. And I'm going to go sleep.